Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I want to welcome you out today. I appreciate you being here. So today we're going to talk about life is filled with lessons. Are you listening? So, life has a remarkable ability to place us in situations that are unfamiliar and unexpected all the time, right? I mean, it happens every single day and in small doses, with the occasional monumental surprise that carries over much longer periods of time. But we are constantly getting lessons bombarded to us every day. So although we don't have a choice of when life presents us with these events, we are not completely at the mercy of them either. So how we choose to view them is entirely up to us. We need to shift our perspective about how we view seemingly unfortunate things that happen. Sometimes they seem unfortunate, but in the long run, they end up not being, right? But so we want to shift it from coming from a place of anger or panic or despair to the realization that change and mistakes are crucial to our growth and our improvement. So, in life, in order to be really successful in life, you seriously have to harness the ability to experience valuable learning lessons in the lows and the darkest times if you want to lead a fulfilling life. Because it's those lows and darkest times that is where we grow. That's what makes us better. It makes us who we are. So let's talk about learning from those lessons that are presented to us. Because those lessons are the greatest teacher of all, or actually the greatest teacher of all is life, right? It's just life. Life is the greatest teacher. It gives us lessons every day. Our life is just filled with lessons. So here's some ideas about how to learn from those lessons. So adjusting the game plan. So when planning out your path, whether scheduling your day-to-day activities or routines, or whether you're scheduling what your life is going to look like 10 years down the road, it's perfectly okay to have in mind the way things ought to go. In fact, doing so is a great way to set goals for yourself and provide concrete steps to reach them. I mean, we always have to have a plan about where we're going to go and how we're going to get there. We've talked about that lots of times. If you don't have a plan, you're not going to get there, right? You just, if you don't have a map, a road map in place, then you're not going to get where you want to go. But always be certain to plan for the inevitable potholes, construction, and traffic jams that you're going to encounter. Because life isn't a straight line. Life is squiggly, right? So you're going to be encountering all kinds of things on the path. So make sure that your concept, when you're planning out your life, or you're planning out even tomorrow or today or whatever, make sure that your concept of how things happen is flexible enough to manage those changes in plans. Because the one thing that really dictates how well you're learning from life's lessons is whether or not you're able to change course and still be headed towards your desired destination. It's that ability to make those course corrections. Yesterday we talked about the set of the sail, that if you're in a boat and the wind is blowing and the waves are going, and you have to constantly change the set of the sail to change your direction, and so that you can stay on your path, right? And another one is overanalysis is paralysis. Make no mistake, taking time to consider all the variables and consequences is, over one decision over another is obviously a good thing. It's wise. It's always wise to take the time to consider the pluses and the minuses, what's good, the pros and cons. But and then on the flip side, flying through life with reckless abandon is a surefire way to fall short of reaching any goal or hoping to achieve anything that's substantial, right? But there's a difference between good judgment and worried obsession. And I know you're totally aware of this already, but life waits for no one. Time's going to continually march to the beat of its own drum, whether you're in sync with it or not. And many times, some of the best opportunities presented to us require quick decision making and courage. And so, if you've got to be able to make those quick decisions. You've got to be able to look at the pros and cons or whatever, but you've got to be able to take action and move quickly. If you find yourself obsessing or pondering every minor decision that you're required to make, you're going to find yourself missing out on some really great things. So the middle ground between recklessness and overly cautious is different for everyone. Obviously, we're all different. So find yours and maintain that. Find that middle ground that's between too careful and going crazy, right? Somewhere in the middle is you right there. So that's really important. The next one, be skeptical of shortcuts. How many times have you achieved something that you're truly proud of without investing a significant amount of time and effort into pursuing that? I mean, usually, if we accomplish great things, we've put a lot of work into it, a lot of effort, and a lot of sweat and blood and tears and everything, right? Virtually any respectable goal or destination in life is not going to be obtained through haphazard persistence. I can tell you that over and over again. In my Avon business, I watch my team members, they get excited and then they fall off and then they get excited again and it just doesn't work. You have to be continually working towards your goal. You need to keep going at it. And life can be quite the temptress at times, right? On your journey, you're going to encounter various get quick rich schemes and money, or it doesn't even have to be money, but like you're going to run into things that are going to say easy. Make it easy for you to find success. This is going to make it easy to make money, right? And they're going to promise you all these things are going to happen without you having to put a lot of effort into it. And I'm not talking about legitimate systems here. Systems are things that we systemize parts of our business to free us up to be doing things that we personally need to do. And like if you're one of my customers, you're probably fully aware I have systems in place. I have systems in place in my Avon business where I mail brochures to every customer. And I have systems in place where I text or do a voice call to every customer just to remind them, hey, my order's going in on Wednesday. Those are systems. And so I'm not talking about legitimate systems here. But what I'm talking about is the systems work with us to complete the whole of the things that will get us closer to our goals. So my systems of getting a book to every customer and getting a phone call or a text message before I place my order, those are things that are going to help me maintain my business and provide great customer service, right? But they're not going to help me grow. So that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about like a regular system that's part of the whole. It's where the systems become a problem, if that's where the problem comes in, is when you assume that because you have a system in place to do those certain things, you can relax, let the system do all the work and not do anything else. So that's what I just said, like if I have that system in place to follow up with my customers and provide excellent customer service, that's great. That will help me sort of maintain my business. It doesn't even help me maintain my business because there's always attrition, right? But it will help maintain some of my business, but it's not going to help me grow. To grow, I have to get out there and I have to meet more people. I have to build my business. I have to work at it. So that's not what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the get rich quick thing. So one of the greatest lessons that you can be learning in life is the ability to know the difference between false promises of success and sound methods of reaching your goals. So, we all know nothing worth having comes easy, right? And then no matter how old we are, our learning process never actually ends. From the time we're born until our last breath, we are constantly exposed to potential lessons in every avenue of our life. We're learning every day, I hope. We should be, because, if you're green, you're growing, right? If you're ripe, you're rotten. It's in a fruit and vegetable. That's what we say in our business. If you're green, you're growing. And if you're ripe, you're rotting. So we want to constantly be growing. Be a lifelong student in your personal journey. And you'll be able to have almost everything you want if you seriously can open your mind and grow and do that, right? So, hey, what about you? I mean, what are your thoughts on the lessons that we learn every day? What kinds of things do you do to keep your mind open for growth and see those lessons and to use them to your advantage? I would love to hear from you. Please get below and share in the comments what your thoughts are. I would love to hear them. Anyway, hey, thanks for being here with me today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.